Welcome back to MidPoint, everybody. Also, welcome back the Regional Operations Director for CAIR Florida, Nezar Hamze, joins us here on the studio set, and National Security Analyst for the Clarion Project, Ryan Mauro. All right, Nezar, I'm going to come to you because Ryan, right before the break, had indicated that there is evidence that the Muslim Brotherhood is involved with CAIR, and that is what he is using as part of his decision process, and others do as well. Your response?
Well, there's two perspectives we're looking at here. We have the public perspective, which Ryan is very good at regurgitating and keep producing the same stories on the internet and through his group over and over and over again. And then we have a legal perspective. No U.S. government or no U.S. prosecutor has ever said that CAIR has any ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. CAIR is completely independent of the entire CAIR organization as its own entity. We have nothing to do with the Muslim Brotherhood. However, people often taint and try to smear CAIR because CAIR is such a large organization with this same rhetoric.
But where does that come from then? Because apparently Ryan says he has evidence.
No, their evidence is very, very, very well documented by themselves. They create it, they regurgitate it, they put it out on the internet, and it's fantastical. Everybody believes it. And they make these statements. In reality, it's just a bunch of propaganda.
All right, so Ryan, are you just throwing out propaganda here that people are making up on the web?
No, I'm reciting, as I did in the opening segment, the words of federal prosecutors that have nothing to do with the organization that I work for. This that I'm holding up is a copy of the unindicted co-conspirators list, where it specifically says that CAIR is a branch of the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood. That is from the Justice Department.
Okay, wait, hang on one sec. Well, hold on one sec, Ryan.
First of all, it doesn't say anything like that. The unindicted co-conspirator list is a list of unindicted co-conspirators, meaning that they were not charged with anything, that they were unindicted. That's all that list is.
Okay.
And they use that as a smear campaign.
Ryan, where did that list come from?
That it's part of the Muslim Brotherhood. It says there that CAIR is linked to the Muslim Brotherhood. You lied to the audience.
Where did that list come from?
This is part of the Holy Land Foundation trial that can be printed out online. Here's a Muslim Brotherhood document that was submitted as part of that trial, saying that part of their meetings is to develop the work of CAIR. Again, here you can see the Muslim Brotherhood
we have nothing to do with the production of that document.
Okay, now what Nezar, say that again.
First of all, we have nothing to do with the production of that document, and Ryan knows that. But they're putting that out like CAIR is some big conspiracy, fantastical, trying to take over the world.
So why would they put that out there then?
Because they have an agenda.
What is
the agenda?
Whose agenda?
Groups like the Clarion Fund, Act for America, they have a very malicious agenda. As a matter of fact, when this UAE list came out, the Clarion Fund was almost immediately blasting emails all over the country trying to defame CAIR, saying, please disassociate yourself with CAIR. Ask Ryan about that. That's because they have an agenda.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, Ryan, is that fair? He says you have an agenda.
No. Because, for example, we interview Muslim activists that stand against the radical Islamist ideology constantly. And the documents that I was just showing your audience came from the Justice Department and the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood. So you have the Justice Department and the Muslim Brotherhood both agreeing that CAIR belongs to the Muslim Brotherhood.
Okay, now wait a minute. I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate here. Would not the Muslim Brotherhood, though, is it not possible that they're simply looking to smear somebody else?
No, because you had the leaders of CAIR at a 1993 meeting in Philadelphia, which was wiretapped by the FBI, where they were discussing creating CAIR in order to advance the Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas agenda. And they specifically talked about how to play games with semantics in order to mislead the American public. And by the way, CAIR constantly does this game where anyone who criticizes them, even if you are a Muslim, they call you an anti-Muslim bigot, and you just got an example.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there for a second. Now, we only got about 90 seconds left. Sure. Go ahead and answer that, because there's a lot of charges in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the reality, Ed. The reality is we live in the United States of America. We operate under the U.S. Constitution. CAIR, no CAIR leader, no CAIR organization, no CAIR chapter has ever been charged with a crime. The unindicted co-conspirator list is just that. It's an unindicted co-conspirator list, meaning no CAIR chapter or CAIR organization has ever done anything that warrants an indictment.
But it means they're looking, they're watching.
Well, no, that just means there's a list of a name.
Okay.
Also, that same federal judge made a comment regarding that list saying that this was unconstitutional. That list should have never been published because there's no opportunity for an exchange for CAIR to come back and say why I'm on that list. It's just a blatant list of things. And also, with that unindicted co-conspirator list, there was every major U.S. Muslim organization on there. Now, regarding Ryan's group and what he's
20 seconds.
Yeah, what he's continually trying to regurgitate is CAIR is a terrorist organization. Let me tell you something. We live in the United States. I have a family in the United States. That is complete malarkey. But they have an agenda. And their agenda is to smear the Muslim community and put who they think should be speaking for the Muslim community, not what the majority of Muslims think in the United States.
I'll give you 10 seconds to answer back, Ryan.
Sure. I'm reciting the words of the Justice Department. This isn't coming out of the Clarion Project. And it's because of this type of conduct by CAIR that only about 12% of Muslim Americans identify CAIR as the group that most represents them.
Okay,
and
there's
if
your 10 seconds.
If are independent and you disagree with their conduct,
we got to go ahead and hold it there.
organization.
Ryan, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks so much, Nezar. Thanks so much for coming in again. I have a feeling we're going to be here a lot more often to discuss this.
Thanks, Ed.
And
I
we
appreciate
certainly
it.
will always give you the opportunity to do that. Thank you.
Appreciate
And
it.
thank you very much, Ryan, as well. All right, break. We're heading to Las Vegas where the car coach is dealing with what you'll be driving in the next few years. It's all coming up right here on MidPoint.